Hi, welcome to Insights into Consciousness with Anna Olsen. I'm your host on this segment tonight on A1R Radio. Tonight, I am going to go over some things that I got during a reading before I started today. And I was thinking about doing a reading tonight, but you know what? If you would like a reading, you can always get a hold of me and let me know that you watched my show, and I will give you a discount of 20% off of my regular prices just for mentioning that you watched this show. I know a lot of people are having some issues or, financial difficulties with this whole pandemic and the whole COVID thing, and I just wanted to offer that to my viewers. So if you would like a reading, you can get a hold of me. My website is AnnaOlsenIntuitive.com, ANNAOLSEN, intuitive.com. So you can get my contact info there and get 20% off of a reading off of my regular prices for watching my show tonight and mentioning the show. But you have to mention the show because you can't just say, oh, I didn't get my 20% off at the end and be like, I'll just say you didn't mention the show, so you have to do that. I'm really excited today because there are some things that have come up, and I really have. I don't know about you, but I've had such an interesting time with the exclusive homeschooling thing going on. And if you have kids or grandchildren, or nieces, nephews, it has been really an interesting thing to do, the fully at-home computer thing with the kids. People are trying to figure out how to navigate their jobs. People are trying to figure out, all these things. And I've been able to really help a lot of people right now. I mean, I've had people call me who are kind of desperate, and they're just like, can you please give me an answer as to like what I should do about my job, what I should do about my relationships, my marriage. It's been really stressful lately. So, to all the people who are dealing with your job maybe being in jeopardy, or, just basically feeling like you're losing your mind at home with your kids, my heart goes out to you. I know how you feel. It's been rough for me the last few weeks and for my kids. And, you're not alone. It's all of us together. We're all in this together. Don't feel bad. There's a lot going on right now. So just remember that you want a reading from me, call me, and I'll give you a reading for 20% off. I can lead you in the right direction. What we do is we look at your life path and everything going on. But today, what I'd like to do is just give you some messages from Spirit that are pretty big. And today I asked Spirit, what should I tell everyone? What should I tell you today? And I got that there are a few things going on in the world that Spirit wants you to know, or that are going to happen, and give a little bit of like insight and some hope and some relief, basically, for like what's going on in the near future, so that we can plan accordingly. And this is what I love about readings. It's a great way to get some counsel, some guidance, and some life path advice, so that you're not just in the dark and kind of wondering like what is going on. And we all know that mediums and readers are the next therapist. I mean, it's not to replace anything for psychological issues or mental health issues, but entirely. But it's something that's really been helpful for people to get insight into what's actually going on with other people, what other people are thinking and feeling, how this will play out if they make this choice. If they make choice A, this will be the outcome. If they make choice B, this will be the outcome. So basically, it's a roadmap for anything that you need. And this is what I really love about doing readings, is I give you a specific, unique life path reading with some direction exclusively for your unique spiritual DNA and your unique life path. This is really fun stuff. I love doing it, and I can't wait to do a reading for you. And the people come back to me. I've got a lot of regular clients, and I'm really, really excited about that because I hope to have more. I'm glad that I'm helpful. I like to, be useful to others and really help people, figure things out and get to where they feel more in control, not just of the present moment, but also their futures. And that's really what this is about, getting a handle on what's happened in the past and really processing it appropriately and energetically, to process any trauma or stuff that goes on. That's what I do in my readings too, so that in the future, you may be able to control your present and your future and really, really focus on that. So that said, I have a lot more coaching clients lately too. And that's something else that I do. I do, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly appointments with people. I can give you packages so that it's a lot cheaper to do per session if you do it all, payment all up front. So that really helps people who are navigating their finances right now too. So I'm always willing to work with you and figure something else that'll work for you to, make this happen, because the coaching that I do really processes a lot of the past stuff so that it can put people back in the present. And then what we do is we just sort of process what's going on now so that it can be just planned for the future and whatever it is that you need. So I really have a lot of people I've worked with who have really benefited from this. Give me, a call, email me, text me, whatever it is that, you can do to get a hold of me so that we can start. So today, I wanted to go over how readings are useful. So they're for major life moments and decisions. So I can give you an example of mine because I don't talk about my clients to other people, but it's 100% confidential. But I'll talk about my own situation where I did my own reading, and I've had other people do readings for me as well. But my husband and I were looking to buy a house, and we were looking all over and had almost no luck. The housing market where we are now is quite expensive. We're in California, and so if you've ever looked at the housing prices in California, you will know what I'm talking about. This is why a lot of people are trying to move out of California right now. So we're looking and looking and looking, and we come across the house, and we thought, well, that'd be great, but I'm not sure if now's the time. What about the economy? Is it going to start moving in another direction? What would be better to buy later? Would we be able to save, on a house if we bought later? Would we get a better deal? And I was trying to tell my husband, I think we should just wait. We should wait for the economy to go down, wait for that bubble to burst in this area. And, he, with his research and everything, was saying, no, we need to buy right now. So we were going back and forth. So I said, well, why don't I just do a reading and see what Spirit says? And I was so confident that I was right. And that's why, I was saying what I was saying. I thought it was the best outcome and the best decision for what we were doing. Turns out we did the reading, and guess what? My husband was right. Spirit actually confirmed to me that my husband was correct. And this is one thing I want to point out about readings, is that they're not always supposed to just satisfy the person who's getting a reading. It shouldn't always just say, you're right, and oh, let's coddle you. And, these readings really need to be kind of a wake-up call at times, and they really need to be something that you weren't expecting. If you sit down with somebody and they're just telling you everything you want to hear and just saying, oh, you're such a wonderful person, and, you'll get through this and you'll be fine, there needs to be some significant information that comes through. And so what came through in this reading for my husband and I to buy this house was because of a lot of the work that we both have been doing in our communities, and for people in general with our work and our life path, we were going to be blessed with the house that was the right price and the exact right house. And we had only seen the house that we're looking at online on a listing for one of those apps, real estate apps. And we ended up going to look at the house, and we're like, wow, there's no way we could get this house. This is like, there's no way. We just doubted it in every way, shape, and form. Came back, did another reading, and Spirit said, that's your house. It's for you. It's a blessing for you guys for all the work you've done. And we were just left wide-eyed going, are you sure? There's no way we can do this. Long story short, or long story made medium length, we got the house, and it was perfect, and it worked out beautifully. And I was told to write a letter to the owners, and they picked us. And there were a lot of offers put in on the house, and we ended up getting it. And we are so happy with the decision. And I'm happy I listened to Spirit rather than my ego. And, a lot of the times when we have readings, what it is that you're getting this higher consciousness information from universal consciousness, which is really just like a river of intelligence that kind of swirls over the atmosphere of the planet. And, there's a lot of things we don't really see very often, but we can kind of take from that. And some of the times it has to kind of tell our ego to settle down. And that's what happened. So we've been blessed with a wonderful house. I thank God for that. And entirely, when I talk about spirit, I'm also talking about, my relationship with God. And, I don't impede over anybody else's belief system, but that's my interpretation of it, God and Goddess, and the beautiful connection that I have with, basically my heavenly parents. So, it's been really a wonderful experience just to use readings for my own situation. And I've seen this happen for other people as well, where we go over things and I hear it all the time. I can't even count how many times in the past week I've heard it, but I hear people say, "Oh, I feel so much better now that I called you," or "Now that I've talked to you for a while, I feel so much better." It just helps people to get a handle on what's happening and really things that they can't quite see right now that Spirit shows me so that I can tell them about it. And this is very beneficial because it's a little more than even like a therapist would do. Again, I don't diagnose anything and I don't treat mental health issues, but it's giving a lot more insight to this situation from an aerial view, from a 360, point of view, where you can see all areas of the topic. You can see where each person is in the topic and in the circumstance, and everything that the people who are around them are thinking, feeling, and doing behind the scenes. So if you can imagine having that kind of insight into your life with the permission of Spirit and your spirit guides, that's what a reading does. So I want to go, this is kind of funny, you guys, because I don't usually care about the news. I don't like to watch the news. I know other people do. So out of respect for other people and the way that they live and the way that they like to really be informed about things, today I wanted to do a show on a couple of things that are happening. So first off, this is the time for us to get healthy. We need to be and stay or get healthy right now. And I'm talking about food, diet, exercise, mental health. All of it is the time that we have right now because of the quarantine. There's less time out shopping, less time out traveling, less time out around other people. So we have a lot more time to devote to exercise, mental health exercises, such as reading books on mental health or self-help, or even like meeting through telehealth with a therapist, or mental health, or exercise, diet, really focusing and studying like what will be good for your diet. Right now is the time to get in shape. And this is the time to really bring in your resources to do it any way you possibly can. First of all, it's going to help us with COVID. We don't want to get COVID. If we do get COVID, we want to recover as quickly as possible. Okay. We want to have that health in place. Secondly, we need to have a nice, healthy body to get through a lot of the mental stress that this has caused a lot of people. So everybody knows in the medical industry and mental health places that whenever you are physically healthy, it increases your mental health substantially. There isn't a mental health diagnosis in the books that isn't going to be helped, aided, or even sometimes cured by physical health, exercise. Studies have shown it works just like an antidepressant, but it works longer than an antidepressant if it's ongoing cardio, really good exercise regularly. So it'll help keep our brains going. It'll help keep our bodies going, help keep us really healthy. And that is what I got first for today's show to pass along to you. So, secondly, I want you guys to know a few things that Spirit was telling me, and I know I brought this up at another show, but Trump's going to be elected again in the United States. And it's clear to me, I've seen this a few times now, that Trump's going to be president next term. And, I also saw that there's going to be a disbanding of police. So it will cause some civil unrest. This is good for us to know. We're going to get prepared for this stuff. These are all things that we need to know. Now, martial law will be declared here in this next year. And by the way, the cops are going to win. I just want you to know that. That's going to happen. Also, we want to use this time to get ready and sow what we need to harvest. Sow and harvest time. This is where we're going. We are in the fall now. We've had fall equinox, and now we're in the fall. This is the time to harvest what we have sowed and to sow a little more. So out in California, we can plant plants right now, and it'll make it well into the winter because of our weather. But I mean, figuratively speaking, this is the time for us to really start to get ready, health-wise, financially, really put our ducks in a row, plant our plants in a row, and get ready, because this is going to be the end of a lot of codependencies and addictions for everyone worldwide, which is very, very important, because we're moving into a higher consciousness where it's going to be very, very good for our communities. We need to get ready for when COVID's passed and we get to invite people over again. We want to make our homes really a wonderful place to have, our family over again, our friends. Really, this is a time to not give up or not to despair or worry, but it's a time for us to get ready for when this is all over. So really, this is a preparation time to prepare. We're going to be preparing for the end of all of this. Now, Trump is going to win. We're going to have, this. Sorry, I'm always playing with my hair. We're going to have this disbanding of the police. We're going to have a little bit of a civil unrest and some martial law going on. So it's really important for us to be ready and keep a positive vibe. We're going to see a lot on the news. They're going to blow everything out of proportion like they do for ratings. And a lot of people will just be like total BS and it won't even be accurate. So, we have to keep our minds really healthy and stable right now. And this is the time during the fall and the winter, because we can get a little depressed with seasonal affective disorder and things, just because the sun's not out as much. We've got our winter coming. It's time for us to really make it a time to prepare our homes, our hearts, and our environments for spring of 2021, which is when we are going to be able to start freeing up ourselves to go out again, to end this whole COVID thing. Hopefully the kids will start, they're going to be preparing to go, to school. All the schools will be reopening around that time, I think. And, we really need to have a nice place where we're preparing for this time in the spring to have people over, to have family over, to travel again, to really start opening up, everything again, to where things will get back to, almost normal. I'm not going to say totally normal by this time, but I'm going to say almost normal. So this is what we need to do. The time that we have in our homes, that we're kind of cooped up and we've got this long pandemic thing going on. The world's never seen anything quite like this. So we need some strategies to deal with this. And that is that we're going to, first of all, like I said, prepare our homes. And I repeat myself because sometimes our brains need to hear it a few times or more to really get it. I learned that in my experiential psychology classes. So we need to make our homes a place that we are preparing to have people over again, and to get ready for, this is going to be like where we're going to have our family events and our, holidays and our Thanksgiving and all of that, and really get it ready, really make our home a place where we are preparing, and to also prepare our bodies to go out again into the world, and to, go to the beach next year, and to really, feel good about ourselves, and to feel healthy mentally, physically, and be ready. Now, I want to go over shielding. Shielding is something that I study with my students quite a bit, and with people I do readings on who need it. Now, especially if you have difficulty, like if you're an empath or you have difficulty setting boundaries, or you ever feel like, gosh, I should have said something more than that, or you feel bullied quite often, or you don't feel like people hear you, I would love to go over shielding with you. So shielding is something that we can do to protect ourselves. And whether you believe in energetic work or not, this is still effective. So if your belief system doesn't align with energetic healing, like I do Reiki, and I've seen it work, and I've done a lot of readings on people through Reiki as well, and loved ones have come through with that as well. And a lot of healing has gone on. A lot of really important messages have gone on with Reiki. But if you're not quite there yet yourself, or you're still a skeptic, as I was at first, before I proved it to myself, you can shield and do this, and it will still work in a psychological way, almost like a placebo effect. Have you ever heard of placebo effect, where somebody's given a sugar pill and they're told that it's an antibiotic or a treatment for something that ails them, like a pain or something like that, and they just get better because they believe it's going to get better? Well, shielding could also do that for you psychologically, even if you're a skeptic. And I respect and I love skeptics because I love proving them wrong, or I love showing them just basically how this works. And I love seeing their eyes get wide and surprised. So I love my skeptics. I think they're very healthy people. And I also think that the shielding is important. Now, let's go over how to shield. Basically, when we're shielding, what we're doing is we are programming with our own personal full control, our own electromagnetic field. Now, we can program it with whatever we want because we are human beings with a body and a spirit combined, which is extremely powerful. Now, we are more powerful in this time dispensation on this planet. We are more powerful than any other entity, spirit, or what have you on the planet. And this is true. So when people get upset or scared about spirits or mediums or that sort of thing, I think it's very, very silly, because the thing to fear are other people. If you think about what's really harmful physically, it could only be other live people. The people who have passed are just fine. They really can't do much. So just realize how powerful you really are and understand the power of your consciousness. It's very, very powerful, and it's very, very effective. So what we do when we shield is we program our own electromagnetic field. And the heart chakra and the electromagnetic field from the heart can spread out from what they say is sometimes 12 feet out from your body. So if you can imagine how powerful we are just from that, that gives you an idea of how we can program our electromagnetic field, our aura. Now, what you do is to shield. One easy way, now there are many ways, but one easy way is to just imagine or feel. Now, I have a son who says, I don't see it in my mind at all. I have to feel it. So when I say visualize, you can either see it in your mind coming down through the top of your head, the crown of your head, this beautiful white divine light from God, Goddess, universe, however you would like to refer to your entity or whatever it is that you work with. And Christ consciousness is something people use. You imagine that beautiful, golden, divine, healing, beautiful, loving light. It's pure love. It comes down through the top of your head. It goes into the heart chakra. It beams out from that heart chakra. It shines in every direction. And it spreads love. And then it goes straight down through the root chakra, which is the tailbone, into the earth. And really just pulls a lot of the energy from Mother Earth, and maybe the core center of the earth. You can make that look however you want. If you want it to be molten lava and it has tons of this amazing energy, that's fine. If you want it to be a gem or a rock, that's fine too. It's whatever you want it to be. Comes back up through the earth, all the roots and all the beautiful crystals in the earth and all those everything that the earth has in it, and it comes back up through your spine, basically the root chakra, back out through your heart, making you a conduit or a connection between heaven and earth. And then it comes back up through the crown chakra and connects back to the divine, like an ongoing circular, cyclical light through your body, and making you a beam and pretty much a personage of light to work with God. And what it does is this light, it permeates all the way out into your aura, around it, as if to put a shield around the aura, around that electromagnetic field around your body. And scientifically, this works, by the way. It's a real thing. And our minds are very powerful. Thoughts are very powerful. So we're going to program this electromagnetic field to anything you want. Do you want to attract good people that day? Do you want to can it be socially distant from others that day just to have some peace, or to contemplate or meditate? Do you want to be protected? Do you want to only draw good things to you? You imagine these things and you feel them in every cell of your body with love. And you program this aura, your aura, to only be compatible and attractive to the good. that you want, and it will only repel, shield, and filter the bad. Now, this shielding technique is something that Spirit wanted me to share with you today. So, in addition to getting the home ready, we're going to shield ourselves. We're going to program with our minds and our thoughts our electromagnetic field, because anything that was ever created in this universe came from a thought and a word. You can say the words, and when you feel it, it's very, very strong. When you feel it, and you really can feel it with everything in your being, then you can also say the words. You can say, I'm protecting myself and attracting only good today. I am completely protected from any harm, accident, or evil today. I repel all negative and only accept what's good. Or every interaction with others today will be positive, will benefit us both, will supersede and just pretty much extract anything negative from my energetic field and do away with it into the atmosphere and into the universe to be processed the way the universe needs to process it back into something good. And this is the way that we're going to be protected. I hope that this was helpful to you. I hope you have a great night. I'll be here again next Thursday, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, every Thursday, actually. And I can't wait to talk to you. By the way, get a hold of me, Anna Olsen, intuitive.com. I'm also on Facebook, Anna Olsen Intuitive, and I'm also on Instagram at Tiny Medium Queendom. So it would be the little @ sign if you want to search for me, and it's Tiny Medium Queendom. So contact me, message me, get a hold of me. We'll work out the 20% off for you if you mention the show.